Yep, you're live.
Excellent.
Live and hopefully not garbage.
Well, we'll see on that one. On on that how this plays out, but I don't know. I think this will be pretty good. We got a better setup this week. So hello, we're doing Final Fantasy Record Keeper still, and I'm not going to steal Vpris's intro again. But this is Sly09.
Hey guys, this is Vprisoner.
And this week we have the Final Fantasy Tactics event for Final Fantasy Record Keeper, which introduces Rafa and Marak, the brother and sister who are in...
Yeah, the heaven-hell sibling who's it's.
Yeah, they are in, I think it's chapter 3 of the game, like near the midpoint. They join you a little after you fight Wheatgraph for the last time. But yeah, this is... Again, I'm in stewardship of the Record Keeper streams in the indeterminate future that is now. But our setup this week feels like it's a lot better.
Yeah, honestly, well, for one, we've been able to successfully get BlueStacks running on Jen's laptop or device.
It's a desktop. But, well, okay.
Desktop. And hopefully we're getting the audio running. And also, my voice may sound a little weird, but only because I'm talking through an iPhone, because technology is kicking our asses all the way next Sunday.
Alright. Alright. Hey, Omnicrom. Good. Alright, good to see that somebody is here at the moment. So,
good afternoon. Welcome to the stream.
Alright. So we've got 3 things we're going to be doing. We're going to talk about the relic draws, the 2 banners for this event, and what they have in them and how they look and such. We're going to try and do multiplayer this week, see how that plays out. It might, who knows, we'll see.
I got a good feeling about this one, especially since, things are running as they should.
Yeah. But yeah, anyway, to pull up the little event with our... this will actually be good to hear. Okay, so to pull up the event, if I go into here and go to event rules, here we go. So yeah, Family Secrets is the name they chose for it. It is, if I scroll down here, we have Rafa and Marak, brother and sister, who were working for Duke Barrington, but also Duke Barrington was a gigantic jerk to them.
Like, basically everyone in this game?
Right, like, was actually the person who, destroyed their village, and also a bunch of, not great. So you end up fighting Marak at one point, right before the Wheatgraph fight. Well, we'll see that fight. And then, the 2 of them join you. Rafa is an odd character, as, Rafa ignores certain, game mechanics. It's strange.
Basically, her gimmick is that she ignores stats, and, it pans out about as well as you'd expect.
Yeah, so... Alright, we have the dailies. Anyway, so... Let's take a look at the banners, as that's a good thing to start on here. So, Banner 1 focuses on Rafa having, and kind of just is all over the place, not having, I think Ramza has the most items on it.
Yeah, speaking of which, Ramza comes roaring back onto the buffing stage with his USB.
Yeah, so Sasuke's Blade is Ramza's USB. History's Truth, this one is... You can even see the little icon here. When you use it, it has the whole party's there, and there's the sword pointed downwards, and it raises attack, magic, and defense by 30%. and removes the delay from their next action.
This one is huge because it's a triple buff, which means everything stacks with it.
Yeah, so we talked about how buffs work in Record Keeper and how you can stack buffs of different types. You can stack an attack buff with a buff of attack plus defense. Well, a buff of attack, defense, and magic basically cannot be overridden. As well as how I can't discount how powerful removing delay from your entire party's actions is.
Yes, this is basically an enabler. What you usually want to do is let him pop up his USB first, and then have everyone just immediately bust out all of their SBs, all of their buffs and stuff.
Yeah. So, absolutely great. Here we have Cypress Pole, which is Rafa's BSB. Rafa's BSB is, I think, the hot ticket item on this.
Yeah, it is very similar to Sid Rain's BSB, if that gives you any indication of how powerful this thing can be.
Right. It's still, it doesn't stretch Sid's BSB, but so it does.
No, because the buffs are a little bit more common.
Right. So 8 magic, 8 lightning and non-elemental attacks to random targets. The random target part there is because of how Rafa's abilities work in tactics. Her unique abilities were randomly targeted. They could random target the party too. So though it was like a range.
Yeah.
And raised the magic of all allies a moderate amount and resistance a small amount. And below the cut it also says and gains haste and burst mode. So magic and resistance to the party 30%. This is the same buff that X-Death has on Power of the Void, and there's a couple other things that have this buff. It's not as unique as Sid's, but it's still very powerful.
Yeah.
And then the 2 attacks, we have 4 to a single target and restore HP to 1 ally.
Yeah, so instead of instant cast like Sid's gets, this is an off heal. Now bear in mind, this is like a Curaga, more or less.
Yeah. And then 2 lightning non-elemental to all, lowering defense, raising magic, because they wanted to use the one that doesn't stack with the incoming buff, kind of like how Sid Rain's has resist down, magic up, because it doesn't stack with that. So the thing here is that Rafa alone can have the same magic buff that Sid Rain's has. The magic resistance, the magic minus defense, and then also the burst mode buff makes for a ridiculous amount of damage coming out of this ability. And also support.
Like, generally, she just gets, like, basically 60% magic in the same vein that Sid Rain's does.
Yeah.
It's just that her buffs aren't quite as unique. That's still not going to be a problem for her. No way.
Right. Alright. Moving along, we have the BSB for Ovelia on the mage's staff. This is very similar to a number of healing BSBs we've had in the past. 5 holy and non-elemental attacks to 1 target, moderate HP to all allies, haste and burst mode, and and there's a what's the does it have a mind up?
It doesn't look like it does. What the fuck?
No, what's this here? I can't. There's a dot, and I don't have up the. Hold on, I'm gonna bring up the actual list of all these.
Haste and burst mode to the. It might actually be the mind buff because it has a Cura entry, so it's a party-wide Cura. It's one of those things where it's like it's supposed to be a more. You know what?
I should hold on. I'm bringing this up because
yeah, that's fine.
These.
Anyway, what I was trying to say is that I had this problem with Ark's BSB back from the Final Fantasy III event, where he begins with a Cura level heal on everyone, plus the 30% mind buff.
Okay, it's self-mind 30%. That's what's after this. Okay.
And my big concern was that, like, well, this isn't a big enough heal to keep you from not dying from, like, harder stuff. But then I started to realize this is more of a gradual sort of healing as opposed to instant burst and then smaller amounts of healing. Because, like, the 30% mind buff will definitely be working on the commands.
Also, so instant cast, Kiraja, and then a Medica on the command 2. This is the same setup that Y'shtola has on her. This is a lot of them. Instant cast, and then party-wide. It's very powerful. The commands, especially like if you're instant casting the command 1, you can get in about 7 or 8 command 1s before burst mode ends.
Yeah, and it's like, again, the mind buff ensures that the commands will be a lot stronger than they appear to be.
Alright, moving along to Delita's Hero King. This is...
Oh, I love this one.
This is Delita's old... Or not old, I guess, but this is recurring BSB. Where it's holy fire, lightning, and ice attacks. Haste and burst mode and crit hits deal additional damage. Command 1 is holy fire, command 2 is ice lightning. If you want... So we use the word workhorse a lot, and I guess to define that is an ability that can hit a lot of different elemental weaknesses at the same time. Sometimes you'll run into a fight where, I think the Ultros is one where you needed a lightning and a fire weakness to, like, get both of the conditions. And this just doesn't one. This just doesn't one. Like, okay. So this just hits every weakness, has crit damage, which can work well if you have somebody like Aiko's BSB to give crit hit chance up, and that all of a sudden gets ridiculous.
Yeah, like, the thing that people don't notice at first glance is the critical hits dealing additional damage thing, because that's not just on his entry, it's also on his commands, which is absolutely ludicrous.
Holy fire, ice lightning. I know Ultros is gone, but this would be a really good choice for it.
Yep.
So yeah, this is a good one. It also has we talked about it, Delita and Ramza generally have sort of mirroring soul breaks. So, next up we have Wizard's Robe. This is an SSB for Rafa. It's fire and non-elemental to all targets, haste to all allies, and reduce the user's offensive casting time for 2 turns.
Decent.
Yeah, it's offensive haste, which is sort of strange. Like, Ultros countered fire, but you can't counter entries on BSBs. You can't counter soul breaks.
Yep.
So the entry'd be fine, and then you just use the lightning command, which is nice. I really love that you can't counter like entries on BSBs and OSBs, things like that. So I don't know. This is all right. It gives a different damage type fire to her. It I don't know. Like,
I honestly feel like the reducing casting time is a bit superfluous because she does have Witch.
Then again, it's kind of good with Witch because it means you can just go right into 5-star commands.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. Well, great. I'm glad to give you new information. It's the way in the Ultros fight I did, the only person who had fire damage was a Terra who was using her OSB, and that can't be countered, or can't be countered back. Burst, soul breaks, and summon abilities can't be countered.
Yeah, anything that has summon typing on it can't be countered.
All right, Lambent Hat is a recurrence of Ovelia's SSB, which is Protect Shell and Stock 2000. This has been power creeped by, I think it's Vanille's USB? Pretty sure it's Vanille's that's like Protect Shell. I think it's Protect Shell, Stock, and Status Blink.
Instant Status Blink? I don't know. It's either Eris's or Vanille's that's instant.
Yeah, is Wizard Robe instant or quick? Instant Robe is quick, yeah. Anyway, this might be, like, power creep by that, but this is still a very powerful, ability to have around. I'm going to be making use of it today.
It's also a strong piece of equipment, too.
Yeah, I actually like both. Lambent Hat, the two, like, Lambent Hat and the robes for Ovelia. Ovelia is not, like, is kind of a maligned character because of her skill set.
She only has white 5.
For fine reason. But, like, she gets that job done pretty well. Not as good as, like, Vivi being a black... Anyway, Genji Gloves. Genji Gloves is a recurrence from one of the anniversary banners. It has Chant on it, raises the crit damage of all allies, and grants them a barrier of Stone Skin 30%.
This is one that is actually getting a lot of notice by people.
Right.
because it's such a unique effect, and it is absolutely devastating.
There again, in about a couple months, we'll see an upcoming USB that works super dumb with this. But right now, again, if you have this with like Ico's BSB that has crit chance up, crit damage up, all of a sudden that's all you got. That's all you need. So this is a good item. It might not be at its full power yet because of as people say, Cloud USB. So all right,
it's worth holding on to.
Delita's SSB, North Range Strike, 4 ranged physical attacks all targets and lower their attack a large amount.
This is real.
Yeah, it's like it's fine. Attack debuff. Sadly, it's just attack debuff, which means it's not like a stacking with something. I kind of like
whatever. It's not like I use Exhausting Polka a whole lot anyway, and this has damage attached to it.
Yeah, I kind of like that as lightning damage on there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good lightning sword.
Also, it's ranged. That's weird. Honestly, the plus lightning is probably the biggest thing to me on here. All right, and then the last one. This is a recurrence on both, so we're not going to talk about it the second time we see it. But Grand Armor. Grand Armor is a super old, unique soul break for Ramza. That is basically it's a 40% party-wide heal and protect.
There was a time, once upon a time, when I would have recommended people pull on the Keeper's Choice 1 just to guarantee this, because it's such great newbie stock.
I like it. If you don't have this, I actually am cool with it being on both these banners, because even though it's super old, this is a nice effect for Ramza to have in the pocket. Ramza's like place in the game as being this jack of all trades, where Ramza has a BSB that is like holy damage and can up other people's soul break bars, and has a banishing strike on it, has shout, has the 30% buff, has some healing. It's all over the place. So
yeah, and Ramza just basically has a billion different buffs with a ton of very unique and powerful effects.
Alright, let's move along to Banner 2, which it's supposed to be Marok's banner, but
nah, it's about Sid.
This is about Sid, sorry. Saintly Excalibur, it's Sid's OSB. It's still the best OSB. It's
still fucking crazy.
Even if you're, like, it's like, oh, OSB, you know, like, I can completely understand not liking OSBs because they're just damage. This one ain't. This one grants Thunder God's Might, which is 2/3 removed from your delay, and also is doing 1,500% damage rather than 1,200% damage. This is good. This is the reason you want. This is one of the reasons to pull on the banner. If you like Sid, this is the banner for you. So cool. Also, It's a really good sword. Holy damage. Moving along, we have oh man, Mustadio's BSB, Stone Shooter. Right. 8 ranged physical attacks to random targets, lower their attack and magic a large amount. Okay. And haste to burst mode. Quick trigger removes the delay from 2 turns of machinist abilities. Holy smokes. And Aegis Crush lowers defense a large amount. Holy shit. This is... So, machinist abilities are kind of maligned, but they're getting some very, very strong ones.
In particular, they have gotten a really strong one that you might be seeing off to the left.
Yes, that is. There are 2 abilities from this event, and we'll be seeing them as we get them, but there's a very strong one in here for Machinist, and then there's a pretty good Knight one in there as well. I don't know how good the Knight one is, but...
Even so, I would say that this is kind of a weird BSB because it's trying to pretend to be a support one, but at the same time, it's all about, no, not really. Yeah. You're just going to pull Quick Trigger and then spam Tempest Snipe forever.
I was going to say, yeah, Quick Trigger Tempest Snipe, but that's fine because all your support was done by the entry, you know? Like
yes, it's a strong as hell entry, absolutely.
Okay, I haven't used the Knight one, so I'm interested to see how it plays out. Battle Bamboo! This is Marok's BSB, Hell's Wrath. 8 lightning and dark attacks to random targets, lowering their magic and resistance a large amount, granting haste and burst mode to the user.
Lowering magic and resistance is actually a pretty uncommon effect.
Yes, and then Lightning Mark is 4 to single target, reduced delay. Thunder Break is 2 to all targets, reduced delay. Yeah, this one's good stuff. Unique debuff, and is like pretty fast damage coming out with Lightning Mark if you're single targeting. I like the unique debuffs. I'm always a fan of unique debuff combinations. Magic and Resistance is, I think, Fujin's BSB?
Yeah, also, like, the thing about this one, too, is that it's similar to Shantoto's in that it's a fantastic workhorse, and you don't see Dark resisted a whole lot, so...
Right.
This one, yeah.
Battle Bamboo. I like the icon for it.
Yeah, I like the Battle Bamboo. It's just a fucking stick of bamboo.
Orlando's Cloak. This is Orlando's BSB, Swordplay. This one is really cool because it's just Orlando using every single skill that he has on one enemy at the same time. Like the armor break, the weapon break, the drain blade, the MP drain, the sword from the heavens. Anyway, it rules. It raises the user's attack and defense a moderate amount, haste, burst mode, and high chance to instant KO targets hit by it. Has a long cast time.
Yeah, that's the thing. With Orlando's BSB, his entry and commands all have longer delays than most others just because their effects are so strong.
Right.
And maybe he wants you to pull his OSB and stuff.
Right, because Steely Swordplay is lower attack and defense, and also 4 hits on Holy Non-Elemental, and then Dark Swordplay is 2-hit Dark Non-Elemental healing for, like, Drain Blade. So, they're very powerful things, but you kind of want to have, like, Thunder. This is something like if you have a level 99 Orlando, you can have the materia that gives Thunder God's Might, and then you can just go right into this without problems. So this,
and you don't even really need Thunder God's Might. You can just get away with it by using Power Chain.
Yes. All right, moving along, we have look, another thing for Orlando. This one's new. Sword of Saints is the Soul Break, but it's the Chaos Blade. 6 instant cast. Deal 6 holy and lightning attacks to all targets. Remove the delay from the user's actions for 2 turns.
This is good.
So, we mentioned that the OSB and the BSB have long setup times, and this is instant cast, remove delay from your next moves. This is like the setup, you know. This is pretty dang cool. I like it.
Yeah, I really appreciate the idea of just like giving Sid a setup instead of just relying on either him having Thunder God's Might or Power Chain on tap.
So I like it. It's all targets too. Basically, I love Sid artifacts, so I'll be pulling on this banner to try to get this thing. You can see I'm at 43 up there.
Oh yeah, Sid got even better when Hailstorm got introduced because now he has like 2 crazy powerful buff attacks
All
that
right.
he can use.
Marak with a headband, Nether Ashura. Deal 6 magic fire and dark attacks to all target, lowering their attack and resistance a large amount. Okay, again.
Cool. Okay.
This is the reason I'm really happy. I want to pull on this banner is because I think at this point every single relic I've seen, I'm like, yeah, that's nice. All right. Like, I love unique debuffs. All right, we got Mithril Gun. This is a recurrence of a gun break item for Mustadio. 5 ranged attacks all targets and do the penta break, the gun break.
I think that this is the first one since I want to say Irving that has like this is the second hyper break that we've had in the game so far.
Well, Fran's BSB's entries is hyper break.
Well, yeah, but it came after this. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah. Sorry, yeah. This is a recurrence. You're right.
Yes.
So, and then the last one on here, there's a Grand Armor again, but the last one on here is Dustblade, Gifgarian's Shell. This is a Minor Dark Resist is actually pretty cool on here. 4 physical, dark, and non-elemental attacks to all targets, and restore 1 ability use to each ally. So, an Ether.
Because that's Gafgarian's bag.
Yeah, alright. I kind of like this more for being a Dark Resist armor, no lie.
Yeah, basically.
Like, I'm not I don't know, I'm not the hugest fan of Gafgarian's setup, especially, like, Gafgarian got overshadowed when Sid was in the same...
Yeah, he and Sid got introduced in the same banner, and well, when you're introduced in the same banner as Sid,
All right, so let's
he
go.
takes the dive.
Let's go ahead and jump in. We're going to try the multiplayer here today. Let's see how that... Oh, that's not what I want. That's not the multiplayer at all. Raid dungeons. Multiplayer fight for this is Belias the Gigas.
Okay, 1 second. The zoo may experience a couple of clicks while I'm busy getting set up.
Yep. So, we're going straight into this. We're doing the 160. Oh, wow, they upped it to 220 difficulty instead of 200.
Yeah, because Apocalypse Plus got introduced with the raid campaign that we just recently had, so now we have 220.
Okay. Should I host or you?
I'm going to say you.
Okay.
We'll see how it goes.
And doing the 160?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is Belias and the Archidemons. Big things here are Silence and Petrify and Confuse. We have a huge amount of debuffs coming in on this one.
Actually, you know what? Maybe I should do it just because, like, you need the stamina to do literally everything else.
That's fair. Alright, I can at least talk about this here. We got the, high chance to Petrify, Silence. This is a fight where, Affliction Break is going to be huge. Also of note, immune to holy damage on the Archidemons. So
yeah, sometimes they have like the Archidemons are weak to holy. Now it's just immune to holy. So Agrius gets to sit this one out, unfortunately.
Yep. And at the end, defeat Belias to win the battle. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to be bringing Ramza and Onion because that pairing you're going to see an awful lot from now on in multiplayer just because you just got your guaranteed 60-60 attack magic.
All right,
That's it, with your haste.
I think I'm going to... Sorry, I'm just thinking with so I'm not going to show off the Gafgarian fight, but the Gafgarian fight is very silly because if you bring Ramza and Agrias to that fight, the talking between Gafgarian, Ramza, and Agrias takes like twice as long as the actual fight does.
Also, they keep resetting the dialogue for every instance of Ramza and Agrias. It kind of whips ass, actually.
I find it really funny as hell, honestly. Do I want to bring Ophelia? Ophelia's a little too low level for me to want to bring to this. I'm bringing Sid because, like, synergy, but...
Well, also because Belias just... Like, if Belias dies, then everything dies.
Are you bringing an Affliction Break? You're bringing... Oh,
yes.
Hold on.
Ramsa's got Affliction Break on him, and Onion's got Protect on him.
Okay, and that means... And you've also got... do we have a full break, or should I bring... Actually, I should bring Fran.
Actually, Zill has us covered with a... Yeah, Zill's got Ferris on Burst.
I don't conflict with that. Oh, actually, that means I should bring a healer, then. I really should bring a healer with, or maybe somebody with wall. Nah, my wall character's not good. I'm bringing Echo. I'm bringing Echo.
God, I'm looking at Ramza USB and Onion BSP. This is the most luxurious ass party I could possibly imagine.
I'm gonna bring Fran. I'm standing by my Fran.
Well, yeah, because she's got Hyper Break. That doesn't conflict.
Yeah, there's no conflict there. Let's hit the optimize button and hit confirm, and then let's make sure we got this. Yep.
Jigger.
We want to do. You've got Affliction Break.
Yeah, Father Wolf, you can bring Ishtola. That's fine.
Ishtola's great. Yeah, I'm not bringing a healer on this one, so I'm bringing debuffing instead and damage. So.
Also, we should probably make sure we have a wall.
Yeah, somebody said Father Wolf. Yeah.
Yeah, these guys are mighty fast, and so they just like keep constantly slinging unholy darkness at you.
Let's go Wrath and. What do I want as my ability 2 here, then?
Ooh. So anyway, Belias' biggest thing is that he has a ranged attack that can deal Petrify to a group of your party members.
Mm-hmm.
This
So,
is a big problem because petrify resistance is rare. Even I don't have it.
yeah. Do you have, I don't think the dungeon info said anything about, buffing themselves. Like, I don't need to bring in,
No, they don't.
If we need another healer, I can switch out Fran to an Ico once we get in here, so... Don't worry about that.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, your three-star minor petrify resist ring.
Let me see. Resist...
I might have a
debuff.
jeweled ring somewhere, but just, fuck it. I got affliction break. Let's ride.
Yeah, I'm gonna rely on that. Alright, let's go with Banishing Strike anyway. I could switch this over to, instead of Banishing Strike, I could just have it be, Hailstorm, maybe? Hailstorm might be a little... That's a little much.
Well, I mean, we're just gonna, immediately cream this dude, right?
Hopefully.
Okay, so what needs to happen, too, is everyone just waits until I fire off my USB and then just, put your guns on.
Yep. Alright, so, I need to hit back and wait for the... Yeah, we're going for... Well, this is gonna be focused down Belias, the fight. So... Okay, so, once you're... Let me know once you've got the... thing made.
Oh, it's been made, dude.
Oh, it's been made. Oh,
I was just
whoops.
waiting on you.
Whoops.
Whoops.
Rude and rowdy, alright. Sorry. I didn't realize we had the thing made. I kinda... Alright, I'm looking at this, I'm just thinking if I wanna... No, let's try it. Alright, so we can see, after us talking about banners for a long time, we finally get to see how combat plays on the changed, emulation setup, so. Oh, we're in. Excellent.
Oh, good, thank God. Yeah, that's what I was saying. BlueStacks is much better about this shit.
Alright.
Nice, everyone's in.
Maybe we graph. Excellent.
Let battle be joined. Okay, so just wait on me.
I'm not waiting on this move. I'm leading with that.
Understood. Yeah, I'm talking about soul break shit
Yep. Waiting on you.
primarily.
I just want to pull. I want to pull onto me. So once History's Truth lands, then we get to pull gigantic breaks. Yep. So I'm just gonna be taking bumps on the face. Just need people.
No, you're fine. This is cool.
All right, here we go. I love this one. We get the whole. Everybody shows up. Vessel pops, and here we go.
Look, I need the commands, dude, okay?
I know.
Those Swift spells ain't gonna cast themselves.
Well,
So can I just say that Fran's BSB is, its targeting is very scattershot in ways that you absolutely love.
yeah. All right. Anyway, incoming Thunder Gods.
I sure hope you targeted him.
Yeah. 99999. So there's a reason I used Gaia Cross to start this fight. I think I've
Why?
got
So you can get like all the meter forever?
I think I've got another bar. Oh, nope, I'm short. Fine.
Sorry to break this to you, Gazelle, but I don't have any Ultra Cures.
Yep. Okay, once Sid gets another turn, I've got another move, and it's gone. Lich.
So confident.
Here we go. I hope we get the Barrel Serpent first. I love the Ferris move.
Same.
But I know that I've got Thunder Gods on, so we'll see. We'll see how quick this goes. I think Barrel Serpent goes first. Yeah, Barrel Serpent.
God, I haven't seen Barrel Serpent in so long. This is great.
Bump. Ooh, that almost got it. Befuddle. Oh, ooh, thank you.
Oh, dodged a friggin' bullet right there.
Cool.
Yeah, so this is basically a pattern that you're going to be seeing in Final Fantasy Tactics, where it's a group boss, but you basically get to kill the leader, and that's it.
Yeah. Alright.
Oh my god, Soldier is going to be a Mountain FF14.
Wow!
My body is ready.
Alright, let's... Glacial Greens, Power Orbs. Alright, that went well, and also played well. I'm very happy with the altered setup already.
Wait, holy shit, I get more... Oh, 3-star modes. Okay. Holy shit, I get more 3-star modes.
You can get 3 and 4-star modes from the drop on that, so...
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. We can grind on these from now on.
Yep. Alright, well...
God almighty, we're living in a world where you can just friggin' grind 4-star modes.
So, let's go ahead and jump on into the event here now, Family Secrets. So, we're going to start with the champion fights. And again, I don't have them done, so we'll be going through them one by one. Lamentable Fate, which is where we're fighting... okay, fine. Miluda, we are... So, first fight here, again, it's just targeting down one person. There's a lot of things we can do here. None of them resist slow. But we have to do attack lowering. And Argith here, we have to do the same thing. Argith has 2 black mages with. You just have to do attack lowering for the setup. So... let me pull up my party of not 4 white mages, because we're not going to be winning with 4 white mages. Let's go ahead and assemble.
Many lots of the vitality motes were from FF11's fights, and, well, you know how that shit goes now.
Alright, so we have our party assembled for the fight. So this is all we need here. We probably don't need much else. We'll take... Oh, yeah. History's truth. That sounds good, too.
God, you are just a spicy boy.
Let's see if I can find the one I want for these. Looking for specific, Nah, alright, we don't need one, that's fine. We'll just move along. Whatever. Roaming warriors suck anyways, we don't need them. So, Sid is just gonna disrespect this fight. Yeah. So I have to do a power break in order to get my thing. I also have... Gilgamesh is 99 materia on, which is haste, shell, and protect to start the fight.
Into the fray.
Yep.
It's called. And for incredibly stupid things like this, it's pretty good.
Yep. There was another one I thought about using. I think it was Leo's. That's up to your attack and defense. For how many party members you don't have with.
Uh-huh.
But, you know. So this is what I like to call a accurate simulation of playing Final Fantasy Tactics. Once you get you don't really need the other characters. They're kind of superfluous.
Well, geez, don't try to get people to have fun here.
Look, I'm having a lot of fun here. I don't know what you're talking about.
I know you are.
Yeah, this is just playing FFT normally. I don't see the problem. I don't know. Sid just goes and does a thing. So yeah, the power break is just for the condition, and then, but what I actually wanted to show off with this is that this is a strategy you can implement, and this is a strategy you can implement for basically every Final Fantasy Tactics boss, and while you might not be able to do it with your own Sid, if you do this with a roaming warrior, a Sid roaming warrior, you just get it. Like, this does the exact same thing for almost every fight. Substitute in my Sid for a roaming warrior Sid, and you too can basically beat all of these fights.
Yeah, it's actually hilarious how, you know, just how throwaway a lot of these fights are just because of how they work.
Yeah, this
is...
is...
brute boss that dies when the leader is killed means a boss that basically has half the amount of health it normally has for no good reason.
You're correct, Logical. In both of these fights, Sid was not available because these are early in the game fights. Actually, most of these are going to be earlier in the game fights.
Yes, like, Jens is just game sharking it, so don't worry about it.
Right, but yeah, because the Argoth fight is... Heck, you can still see the snow falling in the background there behind the completion screen.
Isn't it like Chapter 1 where Ramza is still, like, getting on Delita's case over something?
I think it's at the end of it. I want to say it's the last fight of that chapter in this... Because I remember the snowy fight. I appreciate it, Logical. Alright, anyway, that was... I just really wanted to have fun with Sid there. We're going to be doing real fighting now for the next one, so Fel Mercenary...
I mean, the thing is, Logical, Final Fantasy Record Keeper made Sid completely broken on purpose, as a joke.
Alright,
like, he has an absolutely disgusting skill set and just, like, absurd levels of attack power.
Yep. Yeah, then you time... Yeah, okay, so that is what... The snow makes me remember that fight, specifically. Anyway, Gafgarian. I'm pretty sure this is the final Gafgarian fight.
I believe so.
Not the Gaf... Because he's alone, if he had some people with him, that would be the Gafgarian... The second Gafgarian fight. Anyway, this Gafgarian fight... Gafgarian's super, like, offensive, like, with just... physical moves. Also, is nowhere near as strong as the last time we had the Gafgarian fight, where he had, like, ultimate sword rain and would just murder you.
Yeah, because a lot of his stuff he does get to just, like, attack multiple times.
Yeah, so, thank you, Sid, for your help. Sure we'll be seeing you soon, but I need to pull up the Suplex crew.
Oh, no need to get cold feet now, jeez.
I could just do it again, but, like, the specific reason I don't is I'd have to, like, I don't know, go find a soul break that does hyper breaking. I guess I could do that, but whatever. Anyway, I want to bring in the Suplex crew, though, so here we have Sabin, Raijin, Gilgamesh, Ovelia, and Setzer. Setzer is here to do our debuffing, and also to, this should be slightly off. That's fine, I don't need to change that. Because I already made the image for these, assume I changed that full break to a power breakdown, and this would...
But because you're using red card, right?
Because I'm using red card, so this ability doesn't do anything. I'm not going to be using it, but assume it's a power breakdown instead, and this would be a much better setup. But the real thing here is actually Gilgamesh is set up here. Gilgamesh is starting this fight with a Mako Might, so that Gilgamesh can immediately go into BSB. So we're going to bring an onion with us. Actually, yeah, we'll bring an onion with. Thanks, Masazah. I like always bringing an onion. Always bring an onion. So, you'll also see Poison Shell and Tempo Flurry in this fight. Gefgarian has no resistance to slow and poison. The slow is the much more useful of those two to apply.
I honestly miss enemies being able to be vulnerable to any sort of status ailments.
Tactics has a lot of them, actually. Even in the Ultimate and Ultimate Plus and Ultimate Plus Plus fights, I think slow basically can be applied to almost all of them. Alright, so yep, this is the final one. This is the last fight. So let's go ahead and Meteor Crush.
In a lot of these, it's honestly a fine line between balancing it for the sake of the game that you're playing and staying true to form.
Yes. So, once Gilgamesh gets into... let's put the battle speed on 2, actually. That seems better. Once Gilgamesh gets into counter mode, that's going to knock out almost all of Gefgarian's offensive moves. And here's red card. Do we get the 7 hit? Ooh, we get the extra hits!
Nice.
14 hit.
Yeah, that's basically Setzer's bag. He gets to randomly double his hits. And this is an effect that happens with his Burst Soul Break as well. I mean, usually you're not building Setzer for just straight-up attack, but at the same time, it's like, hey guys, who wants to see, like, a 14 hit that outpaces an OSB in damage, potentially?
The Ultimate Plus fight is a super joke this time around? Yes, it is.
Yep.
I'm not going to be a roaming warrior. Yeah, so counter tackle failed, and then we counter tackle the counter tackle, and oh, there's the poison.
Yeah, Setzer's moves do have excellent names. Mostly Mega Flare is fantastic.
So there's the counter-attacking that is, again, like, with the power of the party here, none of that's very necessary, but I'm going to let him die to poison. I'm going to let him either die to poison or counter-attack damage. That'll be fine.
I feel like Kerplode 32 is trying a little bit too hard.
I like it.
Yeah, I do too. I just like mostly Mega Flare more.
Come on, did that poison kill him? Oh, come on. Oh, never mind. He just attacked to his doom there. Uh-oh.
Idiot.
So, but yeah, the Ultimate Plus fight again has a Sid mission on it, and the Sid mission is dead easy because of the ability to roaming warrior Norlandu OSB. But anyway, I at least, like with these, I want to show off strategies that you can, like, yes, the boss was crushed, but bringing slows, bringing only physical mitigation, bringing a way to counter moves turns off a lot of his damage. Sabin didn't get to do the thing I wanted Sabin in here for. Oh well, that's fine.
Oh, shit.
I'm sorry, Sabin. That's alright. I
What
knew
did you want Sabin to do?
BSB. I just wanted to use Sabin's BSB. That's it.
Oh.
And there's Tempest Snipe. Tempest Snipe's a really good, an actually good Machinist ability.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing that's throwing everyone for a loop, because Tempest Snipe is 6 attacks to random targets, but it is lightning elemental, which means it can be boosted.
Alright, so for here, we need to grab Holy Diver.
Obviously, it's meant to be used for, like, Mustadio's BSB if you get it, since you can just, like, use Command 1 and then immediately spam Tempest Snipe forever. But
Yep.
I can tell you another Machinist who can use it to great effect, and that is Desh.
Ooh.
Desh has Machinist 5, and since he can equip magic swords, that means he can equip regular-ass swords. So it is very possible to spec him physically and just use his Imperil Lightning and then throw down Tempest Snipe.
Greg doesn't seem that great to me, to be honest. Seems kind of mad with those low hit counts. He's more about the abilities, because his first hit is 2-hit with a Dispel, and then 2-hit with the counter attack.
Yeah, and like his BSB is very utility driven.
Yeah, it's
he's more about defense than he is offense.
Yeah, definitely not going to be doing a lot of damage unless you're getting in counterattacks. All right, so this party I have set up specifically just to be abusing holy damage. That's basically what I wanted to do with this. Again, so this one is Zelmer with a Monk and a Knight, but you don't have to take out the Monk and the Knight. So also I need to... Now this one, I have to be careful on. Lower a Knight's attack, lower a Monk's attack, lower Zelmar's Mind.
That means you need to bring Mind Breakdown specifically.
Yeah, a full breakdown will not lower Mind.
This is honestly a weird one. I don't think we've seen a lower Mind condition yet.
No, I don't think so either. Okay, my only hope is that Warrior Light gets to do a thing in here. Let's bring a Shout.
Yeah, like ideally... Oh, by the way, you don't have Mind Breakdown on.
I do.
Oh, okay.
It's called Fran's BSB.
Never mind, I'm a stupid butt.
That's why I brought it like this. Yeah, which... There's a couple ways of doing those sorts of breakdowns. I'm doing it with Fran's BSB. Alright, let's put the speed back down to 1. So Fran's going to start this off with a BSB. Protect. Do the Shout. Divine Ruination. And Guy Cross. Really want to show off Warrior Lights. Missing a good break, BSB. Yeah, Fran's was the first really good one I had. If you do really well...
It's also the first really good one in general. Ferris used to be top dog for the longest time.
TK Cat asks, if you do really well in the other conditions, can you ignore needing a gun break? Yes, you can. That's 15 medals out of 18, and that'll do it. Also, there is just a skill called Mind Break that does do it. Like, you don't need a gun break to break down Mind. You used to. Back when Irving's was the only one around, Mind Breakdown and Mind Break didn't exist as skills. It was very weird.
Yeah.
So the setup with this fight is to imperil Holy on the enemies and just start going to town that way. Once we get into breaks, so. Reigns would be preferable. Yeah. Ha.
Reigns would be preferable for just about anything, but, you know, that's no fun.
Come on, I need you to keep hitting Warrior Light. If you don't hit Warrior Light, I don't get the meter, and if I don't get the meter, I can't show off Warrior Light's really good BSB.
Yeah, I keep not thinking about Warrior of Light's BSB, but it's actually really fantastic. Mostly because it has AoE Holy, which is something that you very rarely see.
Yeah, so... Ooh, Rent Armor. Okay. I am literally going to wait until I get to Warrior Light's BSB to finish off the fight, because I think it's a really cool-looking ability. That's it. That's specifically why I'm waiting.
Style.
Ultimate Shield.
Execution.
I brought Warrior Light specifically to show off this one ability, because I think it's really funny. That's it.
Like, I didn't even know that you had Warrior of Light's BSB, so good on you.
Alright, so Warrior Light's BSB Ultimate Shield. You gotta give him the shield bash, and then... I love the giant shield. It's the Sentinel's Grimoire giant shield, too.
Yeah, it is. That's the best part.
So I built this whole party just to use that specifically.
Anyway, speaking of Warrior of Light, the other new ability that we get for this one is Guardbringer.
Yes.
Which is a knight ability that does more hits based on your defense. This is actually goes extremely well with Warrior of Light because that's what he's all about.
Yeah,
because VSB is very centered around doing more hits based on defense.
Yep. So this does 2 to 4 hits based on your defense. It's pretty strong on the right character. Again, Warrior of Light makes a really good candidate for that. Oh man, 3-star vitality, man, I'll tell you. Alright. Now we're moving into, thank you for the shout, we're moving into the ultimate fights, Aristocratic Arrogance. We're going to be fighting Argith with 2 black mages. So this one I didn't build a part, oh, I built out a party in my mind, but I wanted to build it here specifically because I wanted to kind of walk through my thought process of doing party builds for specific fights.
Also, every time you tried to build a party in your mind, you're just like, man, why do I keep thinking about Sid and nothing else?
I'm not bringing Sid for this one. He's already got a time. So, we 2 black mages come in this fight. Argith uses physical attacks to hit the whole party and individual with physical things like that lower resistance and lower magic. He uses the single target Ren speed to remove haste and Ren shield to remove shell. Make matters worse, counter all attacks with auto potion. That's just an annoyance. You may want to boost your defense with Protectica, Will's physical attacks when HP gets low, or if you defeat both black mages and only Argith remains, he'll remove all buffs with the spell. But he can only do this once per fight. Both black mages, individual targets with Faraga, so use shell. Black mages have no resistance to slow or stop. All enemies in this fight resist debuffs.
Yeah, basically the thing that you have to remember is the scripted dispel, which basically is not what is known as an ultimate dispel. There are basically 2 kinds of dispels. A dispel which removes named buffs like shell, protect, regen, and haste, and ultimate dispel which also gets rid of buffs, which sucks.
So, the first thing I'm actually going to be bringing to bear in this fight is... I probably actually have to level her up a little more, which is fine. Where's Celise? I'm bringing her to this fight because I think she's at 50 right now. Yeah, I'll probably bring her to 65 for the fight. So, I'm bringing her to bear for the fight, specifically to deal with the black mages. Let's go ahead and level her up a little bit. This is what eggs are for. This is what eggs are for. Optimize.
Do you have her Endom Blade?
Yes. That's why I'm bringing her.
Oh, awesome.
So, normally in a fight like this, you would need to bring both, like, magic mitigation and physical mitigation. But I'm going to be cheating that by bringing Celise to just nullify the entirety of the magic fight here.
This is a technique that Celeste and Celeste alone can do, with the exception of X-Death. Unfortunately, the relic that gives X-Death his runic has long since been lost to time because it's a unique soul break, and so doesn't show up anymore, not even on lucky draws.
Yep. So, alright, anyway, she's 65 will be high enough for this fight, I feel. So, that's the wrong button. Oops. Alright, so, that's part 1 of this fight. So, my thought process first is, let's disable half of the combatants. Great. Now we need to disable the other combatant, and then have our damage dealing part. So, let's take a look at what I'm going to be doing for damage dealing. My damage dealing in this fight, I am going to be bringing the villains to bear of X-Death and Golbez. Specifically, they're going to be backed up by our good buddy Sid Raines in this fight. Which, that'll be a lot of fun.
A lot of dark magic stuff.
Yes. So, Golbez and X-Death are both very powerful dark mages. We'll be using... We can use Golbez's BSB as a way of dealing damage, but I want to give Sid some time. I haven't shown off Sid, and I'm still doing 13 after this later today, so... yeah. The next part of disabling, villain damage ranges like Veins, Reigns, and Golbez aren't normal. No, yeah, against these ultimate fights, they're basically normal. The next thing I want to bring to bear is a way to mitigate our opponent's damage a little more. So we're going to go ahead and bring in... We're not going to be able to bring in a wall with Y'shtola, so I want to bring Y'shtola into this fight. And then that means our final party member probably wants to have some sort of debuffing maneuver on them. Or buffing the party a little more. I don't know if this fight has ultimates. I'm going with Bart's. So
Yeah, I vote Bart's.
So the reason I'm going with Bart's is specifically for this Soul Break here, True Blade of Legend. True Blade of Legend is a hefty defense boost for the party, and I'm going to use that as a sort of a way to keep things running. We're going to put a Life Siphon on.
Very much an oldie but a goodie.
Also, Bart's is also in here to be able to use Tempo Flurry to hit the slow condition.
I do appreciate that they made Bart's into a heavy, like, a versatile Spellblade user, because that's basically what you used him for when you weren't X-fighting him all the time.
Yep. Celeste is going to have, I think, Saint Cross and... Honestly, maybe just something like Power Break is fine.
If Jen's already did all Nightmares?
I have, like, one Nightmare I haven't done.
Yeah, because I've already done all of them, but, yeah.
I actually have to change this up. I don't think this can be Bart's. I think this has to be Fran for the metal conditions.
Yeah, maybe one of these days we can do,
Actually, no, let's do Kate Sith for metal conditions. That'll be sillier.
Yeah, maybe we can do a little Nightmare Roundup one of these days.
Yeah, I have, like, I can go show that. I have, I think, 4 Nightmare Fight 4-1s left. So, Multi-Break.
I mean, the whole thing's just been power creep to hell and back, so we don't really have to respect it.
And I actually don't want the Healing Frolic. I want you to have... Protect. Actually, no, we'll go with Sloga. I already did the important ones. Alright, so that's good. Abilities for our buddy Ishtola are going to be Protectica and Kurata. Actually, no, do we have... Yeah, we have... And then, so X-Death is going to be set up with Darkness abilities. Specifically a Memento Mori and a Dark Zone.
Yeah, because primarily his thing is going to be gearing up to use Power of the Void.
Yep. And Golbez is going to have my Dire Heal and...
Yeah, I was about to ask, because I thought it would just be like, oh, you just prefer Dark Zone over Dire Heal. No, not really. You have better uses.
I guess I probably want to make another Memento Mori, but yeah, let's go do that. Again, this is sort of the... I wanted to do this part as sort of this is sort of the team building and the little bit of behind the scenes that you don't get with when all of these parties are created. I hate this, but sure.
And I get to see what's cooking in the studio.
Okay, so we want other Group 2, and I think Group 2 is Darkness, yeah. And I want another Memento Mori. And let's go back to hone abilities. I don't think we need to hone those too much. No, let's just go with what we have on that. Because I'm going to be using...
Yeah, lack of ability slots is starting to hurt after a while.
Well, especially, like, every event. The last couple events have had, like, 6 abilities between them.
Yeah, and then it's just like, you have to pay either $1 or 1 mithril for 5 slots, and like...
I've been doing the mithril because it's cheaper than the 100 gems, technically. If you're using gems for pulls, it's better if you were doing that. Also, I haven't put gems on this in a while. I'm gonna bring... I don't know if I need Banishing Strike in this fight, but I'm going to bring it nonetheless.
Yeah, Father Wolf brings up Dana just sneaked Hailstorm in there because there's no real way they could have gotten away with getting Hailstorm in there otherwise.
Yep. So, Miko Might... Ace Striker... I need the one that deals extra darkness damage. Where's that one? There it is, Brooding Darkness. Deals significantly more dark damage. And then the other one is going to be... think significantly more black magic damage will do it, because I think the commands on Sid Reigns are counted as black magic.
Golbez doesn't need Memento Mori, I just remembered. He gets a magic boost.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah, because his entry does like 30% magic.
Yeah,
so he doesn't need Memento Mori.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll go with Devotion, I think. All right. Well, I'm planning on using Sid Reigns for this, to be honest with you. So actually, let's not do that. Let's do that when we're in event dungeons, and then we need to throw equipment on. I have a lot of synergy for tactics, but not a lot of mage synergy. Because, well, there wasn't a mage in this.
Yeah, tactics is all about, like, holy knights and not much else.
Yeah, so... don't resist petrify. You get to have the... Yep, you get to have that sword. You get to have...
It's actually kind of wild that Rafa and Marak are actually the first two black mages in tactics that we've had.
Yeah. Alright. So, take the Zeramis Shard with...
Yeah, speaking of boosting passives, I have been working on grinding up Ashe to 99 just so that I could get her passive that gives you, I think it's either 30% or 40% more magic with a sword equipped.
Oh, okay.
Because my strongest magic weapon is an 8-star Durandal.
Ha! Alright, then these need to be on Mind, which Mind is actually going to be pretty simple to come by in this one. I have every Ophelia relic in the universe.
Ophelia's hat is really good for both magic and mind. It's just like, yeah, very even distribution.
Yeah. Speaking of taxes is recent FFT. No, not at the moment.
Not yet.
X-Death needs a better weapon. I think I'm just gonna have X-Death take, yeah, the Inuo Scourge with, because that makes sense. You're not gonna be attacking, so I'm gonna give you, I don't care.
You're not cooking.
Onion gloves.
God, I love your 8-star Unis Scourge so much.
I know, right? And I think you'll get boots? Nah, not the boots. We'll go with the ring. Okay, so that's the setup. So the plan here, going to open up with Indomitable Blade to turn off the Black Mages, and then we're going to be using the rest of our characters to be dealing hefty damage directly to Argith and ignore the rest of the fight.
Oh, wouldn't you know it, Omnicrom? She, Biblos, and Construct 2 from the Tactics are on the top 3 slots for most wanted characters to appear in Record Keeper.
Construct would rule.
Yeah.
Alright, and I needed to bring with a Sid Reigns, so we'll be doing a little bit of searching for a Sid Reigns. So this is really, I just wanted to show off the power of Sid Reigns. That's the entirety of this setup. And I'm certain we'll be doing this again in the future when we actually have a boss that's either Holy or Dark Week, because we always have bosses that are Holy or Dark Week in these. That's
kind of the hole that they've dug themselves into. Like, basically any Holy or Dark Week boss in the game now can be solved with Sid Reigns.
Yep. This one isn't, by the way. I'm just doing this as a fun aside.
Well, yeah, of course.
Hero King. I also don't generally have a friended Sid Reigns because they show up pretty quickly, so we'll find one. There's a lot of, like, Sid Reigns is a very popular roaming warrior, so I guess maybe not this week because there's no boss that's specifically weak to them. Luckily, I can just sit here and do the, oh, Indomitable Blade. I could have just done that, and instead of having our friend, like, bringing in Celise, but It was all part
You
of it.
want to know something mega screwed up?
What's mega
Celeste
screwed up?
has one of the best default soul breaks in the game because her mash shell is not actually shell. It's a flat 50% resistance boost to the party.
Wow. Okay. So again, you can see down here in the background the fight we're in. So
Burp.
let's do it. Battle speed 1. Still leads with the stone skin.
The other thing to note too is that Final Fantasy Tactics battles, if you bring Ramza, are lousy with dialogue because since Ramza's the main character, he basically has to be the one to engage with literally anyone else he fights.
Yeah. Oh.
Isn't that the way it is? Like, once you get a character and they have their arc, then they just sort of, like, move off to the background or just silent for the rest of the game?
That's kind of how it goes. Alright, so Indomitable Blade will definitely... Okay, multi-break, great. My party list hasn't updated in the bottom right. I didn't make a party list for this. Whoops.
Yeah, this is basically just very scattershot.
I did it on the fly. My bad. So, this is Indomitable Blade, which is going to be our hefty, like again, we're going to be seeing...
Good. I was about to suggest that you do that.
Alright. Bring in the Sid. Sloga Mage. Vanishing Strike to get off that. Oh, the Sloga missed. That's annoying.
Whoa.
There we go. So you saw that 0? It does no damage and refreshes an ability usage.
Yeah, that's basically how it worked in the original game too. It's just, it's like I said, it's a very, very unique effect. Celeste and Exdeath are the only two characters in the game that can use Runic.
Yep. Oh no, counter auto potion. Get out of here.
Yeah, 1180, whatever. Counter auto potions are honestly very, fake.
Yeah. And then that's a 0 and a 0. Again, I've turned off the magic portion of the fight.
Also, if my quips are coming in delayed, it's because I'm watching the stream in the same speed as you guys. Because, again, technology.
Counter auto. Oh boy! Quit hasting.
Oh boy!
Okay, there's the slow applied. So that's the metal conditions met. And now from here, you're going to see quad 9s flying out of my dark mages. So, Shining Moment. Which is in a reference to his line where he says that he just wanted a moment of triumph.
Yeah, Jens and I have been talking a lot in the background about how, like, Final Fantasy Record Keeper was able to milk so much content out of that one fucking fight.
Right, like I've been doing Final Fantasy 13 streams today these days, and here's the other shining moment. Yeah, this isn't even a weak boss, and I'm hitting for 8,000 a click. Milksoft Rebel. Yeah, I've been doing Final Fantasy 13, which is the stream we'll be doing after this at about 7 o'clock. Then we did the Sid Reigns boss fight, and it's just like, that's where everything for Sid Reigns is from, is this one fight. Like,
yeah, it's got the moment of triumph thing, it's got the seraphic rays, everything.
Yeah. Right! Looking at all the reigns are like, you think it's MG rolling? When I started playing Final Fantasy, 13, I was talking to Luke, and I'm like, okay, I know the main characters from 13. You got Lightning, you got Hope, you got Saz, you got Fang, you got Vanille, you got Snow, you got Cid Raines, you got no, and he just stopped me and said, hey, hold on, Cid Raines? How do you know that name? I'm like, oh, he's got to be like a main character, right? Like, he's like the best mage in Final Fantasy 13. Clearly.
Oh, man.
I thought he was like a main character.
Yeah, no, I think my favorite gimmick through that whole thing was you and I constantly just, like, every time Cid Raines coming on screen, he's just like, yeah, it's Cid Raines, holy shit, oh my god.
Yeah.
And Luke is just completely confused.
Right. Okay. Isolde. The music cut. If I just go back, that'll... Okay, that cuts back in.
No, it happens sometimes, don't worry about it.
Yeah. That's just... That wasn't the emulator, that was the game. I think you might have missed my point. Oh. Sorry, I thought you meant something different there. Really? I may have. Basically, I was just thinking about how ridiculous he's, ridiculous he is like, he feels like a main character in Record Keeper.
Yeah, he does. He was absolutely somebody's pet character.
Alright, so this is the Doom Denied Isolde Isolde? Anyway, this is certainly doomed because, like, oh no, once you take down the Summoner Knight, another Knight and Archer join the fray. They use group physical and all this jazz and Ultimate Rend and... hold on, did you say weak to lightning? Vulnerable to lightning, yeah. Exhausting Polka counters all attacks with physical. And vulnerable to lightning.
Vulnerable to lightning.
So, let's pull our party out for this. So this is our party, which is made for doing the Cid mission.
I'm so happy that you did that. I just wanted to know.
So this is I was planning on doing the Cid mission anyway, without even knowing what the Cid mission was, because Tactics is one of my best realms. You know, I've got Ramza, Ovelia I own every relic for, Agrius I have, Orlando I have, Ramza's Shout. Rafa's in here because of the lightning weakness right now, so... But, yeah... For those who aren't doing it this way, if you want to do the Cid mission in this battle, just Roaming Warrior Cid. Just do it. This boss has 200,000 health, you'll deal quint 9s, and have to do one auto attack to finish the fight. That's it. Make that auto attack a full break, and you'll hit all the metal conditions. Good job. Like, you know, it's very silly. So, but I'm going to be doing this a little more, like, legitimately fighting it, rather than, like, just knocking it over with Cid. I could do the knockover with Cid as a joke after this, which I might just see if I can do.
By the way, I'd like to say, Rafa's actually a pretty decent black mage just because of how versatile she is. Like, not only does she have black magic and witch, she also has ninja as well.
Yes, I'll be using witch and black magic here.
Witch and ninja, I actually want to see more of because that's a very interesting combination. Because you've already got the ninja's fast cast coupled with the witch's ability to reduce delay.
Was it still clip? Okay, I'll move Cid over just a little bit so Cid isn't clipping into the stream because I don't want Cid. I actually wanted you to do a thing where you just had to hit a button and then every time you say weak to lightning, then Thunder God Cid's picture slowly gets bigger and bigger as you're going. Yeah. So, but yeah, literally this fight is doable just bringing in 2 Cids. We're going to be doing it the old-fashioned way, which will be fine. Oh, boy, we have a bunch of dialogue. Because I brought with a full party of tactics characters. Divine Ward is the one I think I want. I sure hope I hit that right.
You know, I kind of like the cut of Ramses Jib. Mainly because he's not above killing people if it comes down to it, but he'd rather avoid it if necessary.
Oh, goodness. Let's get these... I think Divine Ward's the one I wanted. That should be the Protect Shell in 2000 stock.
Also, Sid's not just a very popular OSB for that reason, but also because usually the big problem is that when a character has an element status, or like, say, being infused with the power of fire or lightning or what have you, roaming warriors normally don't get affected by that.
Right.
But it's Sid, so it's Thunder God Sid, so who cares? The point is that, like, Sid isn't built specifically for damage. I mean, he is, but he has a very powerful after effect that, like, adds an entirely new dimension of utility that other OSBs don't have. So, of course you want to, like, have him as a roaming warrior for that reason.
I love that there's just so much dialogue going on in this. Oh, the jump! Oh, boy!
Oh, the jump!
So you're going to see Hell Thunder here. That's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah, the Witch 5 abilities are basically magical full charges. They have long cast times and are essentially meant to take advantage of the quick cast abilities that the 4 stars provide. Yeah, well, wouldn't you know it? We have a ninja on our team.
Yep.
It doesn't matter which Final Fantasy game this is. I'm always, like, friggin' terrified when I see stone pop up.
I know.
You never know. There could be a Final Fantasy game where just, like, this random-ass squirrel has a high-level petrification.
Okay, this should be the fight right here. I think Sid should hit for the damage we need to just knock out the fight.
I love that this came down to your degree of patience. Like, basically how long you wanted to drag the fight out, and he's just like, okay, this dialogue has gone on long enough, let's spin this.
He just leaves. So there you go. Again, that is something you can very easily do by just bringing a roaming warrior Sid. So.
And when you know it, you did the Sid mission, which means that you get a little bit of extra scratch.
Yep. Yeah, random targeting was not... Okay, I have to show off a really silly thing right here.
Alright.
So, let me go over to, I'm gonna go to Rafa and, Marek's, ability set. Anyway. Let's grab our stuff. Alright, so party. So, Rafa's, Soul Break, because I have to be using a basic Soul Break, is Swiftness. Reduce the caster's black magic casting time for 2 turns. That's not great. Doesn't really do much. You're spending a whole action on it. But, we can do worse.
Oh yeah, there are plenty of way worse default soul breaks, and this one can at least do work in some extent.
Teleport. Remove the delay from the user's action for 1 turn.
Alright.
So you take an action and use a soul break gauge to make your next action free. Why didn't you just do the next action first? like it does, like, this literally does nothing.
Yeah, like, it took me a few seconds. I thought you were going somewhere with this, but no, it's just stupid.
No. You spend an action to gain an like, sweet.
You literally waste time to save time.
Oh, did I had a party for that one. I'll put it up quick because I actually made the little thing for that fight, but it's right there. I got pushed down because of the Sid movement, but there was the party for that one. All right, we have an Ultimate Plus fight to do. So, Ultimate Plus is Marak. This is the fight outside of the... I forget the name of the castle. The castle you fight Weegraf in, and the castle you have the god-awful roof fight with Rafa, where Rafa... There's like 3 assassins sent to kill Rafa, and Rafa really, really wants to give them a hug, and just loves dying. She loves death. She wishes for death. And basically that fight, like, I remember having that fight end in like 2 turns because Rafa just goes and fucking dies. It's sweet.
Rafa, friend of all bullets and slings and arrows.
So, but this one is unique. Summoner and Ninja accompany Marak into battle. Once a Summoner and Ninja defeated, another Summoner and Ninja join the fray. Is it mentioned in here? It's not mentioned. You have to beat...
Yes, this is the only fight in the game where you absolutely have to beat everyone on the field, not just Marak.
Yeah, we can't just target down Marak. So, we have to bring in... Yeah, the solution is literally, as another gamer says, you make somebody else a more juicy target. That is the actual solution. You like have a party member who's just unequipped. So I remember this fight specifically because it's this fight. You fight, you're given a chance to save, and then you go directly into the Weegraf fight. And if you take that chance to save and go into Weegraf and you can't win the Weegraf fight, you can't go anywhere to level up or grind or gain job points or anything. You're just hosed.
Oh, that's a burn.
You're dead as all hell. It sucks. So anyway, we are making the party again for this one, sort of on the fly. But this one is probably honestly, I probably am not gonna. Let's see. Let me first pull out my. Actually, do I have this party? Okay. Let me see if I want to use something like this or if I want to swap Onion out. Let's swap Onion out.
I mean, Fran's been doing a whole lot of work.
Yeah, Fran, the area debuffing. Yeah, the assassins got weaker when they turned into Ultimate Demons. Yep. Yeah, assassins sucked. Do I want Elfenod in this fight, or do I want somebody else who's better at multi-targeting? Who do I have that's good at multi-targeting? Elfenod might just be the best if I give him like a couple summons, and then...
Like, honestly, I think that Alphanod is still going to be great because he has the instant cast 4-hit.
Yeah.
You could just basically have other characters, like, individual other characters focus down individual targets. If you really wanted to.
Let's go with this. So, we want to optimize a lot of mages. I don't think that's actually optimized, but sure. I'll believe it when I actually go through and... See, like... Oh! Whoops. Right. Remove all... Not the party. Optimize. That's better. No! Hey, Mastazah! Protectica... Kiraja... Save. We want to switch over Ico to have... I don't think we need Ultra Cure in this fight. I don't think there's any,
Honestly, when I went through this,
statuses.
like when I went through this fight, the ninjas are basically just throwing elemental scrolls everywhere.
Okay.
Not a whole lot of Fuma Shurikens.
I'm gonna bring Wrath as this slot here. I like that they have Fuma Shuriken. And
Well, I don't even know if they have Fuma Shuriken because I never saw them do it.
I saw a Fuma Shuriken when I was testing. I did a little bit of testing in the first champion fight. I just jumped in to see how bad the damage was. For my
I just look up the gaping star and forehead. Huh, that's a Fuma Shuriken, all right.
Yep. Can't you hear anything? You probably have things muted. I guess you can't hear me saying that though, so I cannot assist you. This is I can't help you at all. All right, so this will be good. Is this the double? I don't know. I don't want this. I want Mako Might. Come on. Alright, let's go with this.
Sounds good.
Little money. Alright, and we need to bring our final, onion. Okay, so we gotta set up pretty quick on this. I don't want to get owned on this fight.
You know what the messed up thing is? Sasuke's katana is now my strongest weapon, bar none. In terms of values, it's even stronger than Saintly Excalibur.
Wow.
Of course, Saintly Excalibur has the holy boost, so yeah, numerically it's like something like what, 182 versus Saintly Excalibur's 170.
Oh, whoops. Probably should have brought with a Dispel. That might suck. That might be what we call
I mean, the worst that could happen is Marat could get his nethers in a twist.
Basically, the translation worked as the translator was handed a text file with all of the text, zero context for how it fit. Wow.
Yeah, that's early Square translation, alright. Localizers basically had nothing to work with, no feedback whatsoever, and no department. You see that a lot with a lot of like older Final Fantasy games in the PSX era, specifically, where it's just like they lock Honeywood in a shed with a computer and a text file, and then say, like, here, you got 2 weeks to do this.
Yeah. Up. Cut that out! Okay, fine. Okay, I do want to change one thing in this fight. So
Blame Yourself or God is a good one.
oh, blame Yourself or God is the one I love. All right, so I'm actually gonna make one quick change, 2 quick changes actually. This is part of the iteration is the process for fighting these fights. What I'm noticing is, for one, I would need Shelga to be on Y'shtola rather than Protectica. This matters because I'm taking physical hits early, and I want Protectica on first, whereas Y'shtola's casting Wall, which takes way long to cast. Secondly, I want Banishing Blade.
I think my favorite tactics translation is, "Your opinions are bad."
opinions are bad. Yeah, that's... Yeah, that's good. Okay. Did banner chat already happen? Yeah, we started with banner chat.
Yeah, banner chat happened a while ago, buddy.
I need to find an onion, because I used my onion and fled. When you flee, that counts as a usage of your abilities. But I needed to flee because I needed to make ability changes. So now we get to... It's time for the onion hunt. There it is.
Like, I like Tactics original translation, but I think I like the War of the Lions translation for completely different stupid reasons. Just because I like Final Fantasy XII's flowery-ass English prose.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, I'm just a sucker for bad Shakespearean dialogue that gets overblown real fucking quick. Also, FF9 had some of the most amazing localizations I've seen in, like, basically anything ever.
Okay, so Protect goes up already, which is good, and Walls up. Alright. This is a much better start.
Well, specifically because you've actually been able to take a step back and readjust for haste.
Yep. Also, like, that basic attack did 200 damage. Like, that's a lot better to see. So I actually think I'm going to target down Marak first, because he doesn't get replaced in this fight. And if I can, like, narrow the number of combatants down, I'll feel a lot better. I don't know.
I guess there's a thing that I remember about Islid in the Ultimate Plus fight. Apparently he has very high defense, and then Sid's like, I don't really care.
Holy smokes, what the hell was that?
Oh, I'm gonna get to see something good in a second.
Oh yeah, Veil, the Olivert stuff, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's Drain. Drain is a really weird and stupid spell.
Alright, another Maelstrom. 6 hits? Wow, okay, that's strong stuff. Oh, am I still single hit? Uh-oh, that's weird. Alright, we got rid of the Banishing Strike's very necessary to keep things running. Let's go ahead and lower your stats even more.
I honestly wish they tried to keep it more authentic by having the Nether Thing target his own dudes, too.
Yeah, right?
Wouldn't that be something?
Oh, well. Alright, so we're keeping things going. I'm just applying as many debuffs as I can to multiple targets.
Also, for the love of God, please don't use Alphanod's SSB during this one. All those nethers flying back, we take the fucking ages.
Oh, sweet, Prayer of the Lost is up already. And I should be able to use Sid's Ultimate Nether Ashura. Ooh. Okay, that just breaks through. That's fine.
The thing you need to remember about ultimate attacks is that they ignore defenses, but at the same time they have to be typed to be relatively tame in damage.
Mm-hmm.
In order to compensate for that. Plus, you can just debuff the hell out of the caster anyway.
Okay, so Sid should be using Thunder God on... Let's actually... I'm gonna go with my plan here of just targeting down Marak and see how this works. It might not pay off. We'll see. That's heavy.
No, Marak is by far the most dangerous of the group. Because as you've been seeing, the Summoner hasn't really been doing a whole lot. The ninja just likes to throw bombs at you occasionally.
Yeah.
The Infernal Blaze is scripted, I believe, because I only see it once.
And we just keep... Now that we have our burst going, we have crit damage and healing. And it's time to... Moogle Charm doesn't do anything. It's like minor healing.
Yeah, very minor healing.
Okay, I think I've Fran's back up. Here comes the, Yeah, the low faith stuff was unique to the, like, I don't think Rafa cared about faith, and I think that Marak wanted a low faith? Or it was how it was? Might be wrong on that, I don't fully remember.
It was an interesting thing to have, like, Marak and Rafa not care about stats, but they didn't get it to work very well.
Rafa had magic that ignored it. Okay, that's what I thought. Alright, so that's one down. Dude, your god's favor a heretic over me? Get out of here. Now we just have to take down generic summoner and ninja and such, so...
Twice.
Yeah, the move find stuff. Yeah, right, twice, so... Alright, let's...
Because bear in mind, too, Marak is not the one that calls for backup. They just come on their own.
Right. I know, bomb.
Also, my party was, like, way slower than this, because it was just, like, I had Ferris, except I forgot to put her in the front row. Oops.
Whoopsies.
I don't have bows in Final Fantasy Tactics, pardon me.
There's the Windblade coming in.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying that it's basically like AoE's fine for this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, not having AoE is fine for this because Alpha Nod does damage so quickly that it doesn't really matter.
Do they immediately? Yeah, they immediately call for backup, okay.
Okay, so you're basically using the extra slice in order to, like, you're being strategic with it.
Yeah. That was the play. I was trying to get the knockout before, well, let's change
Honestly, I
settings.
think my big issue with extra slice is that it doesn't seem quite as meaty as Swift Spell. But maybe that's because of the way magic works.
Yeah. So I'm taking out the summoner because taking out this summoner means that there shouldn't be another, like, enemy behind it.
So basically it's like you want to make sure that there's only one target at any given time.
Yeah. It completely, it means that there's 50% less damage happening to me. Yeah. The ninja calls in the buddy, so...
Yeah, also the thing, too, is that Thunder God just immediately erases one of these jokers.
Yep.
From full, mind.
Oh no, Snowball Bomb.
I think they have, like, a slightly less than 100k each.
Okay. Okay, so there's Ninja 1 down, and then Ninja 2 will show up, and we just have that to deal with. And let's immediately debuff them.
Hey, you're in good shape.
The same reason that Mega Man X5 has a bunch of Guns N' Roses references in its names, which is to say,
yeah, I know.
Gigantic shrug. That's the real reason.
I don't know. I like it. It's good stuff.
Keep on windblading. Awaken Wrath. And here we go. There's the Thunder God. And that's the fight. Cool.
Kind of takes a little bit longer than most because of the whole having to deal with every single enemy.
It feels a lot easier though because I can control damage output a lot.
Yes, you can.
Like I can like choosing targets.
Like once you take care of Maroc, the whole question is attrition.
Yep. Okay. So that was that. Let me get some more crystals. Let me actually see how I'm doing on those. And yeah, somebody asked about nightmares. I still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 left, and the Northern Cross one I haven't done because I will always and forever hate this specific fight right here in the bottom right corner. I hate Mandragoras. I hate them so much. Anyway, that was the Final Fantasy Tactics event.
Yep.
So that's it. It ends with the Maroc fight, and yeah. So this one was honestly, this one's basically the Thunder God Sid Power Hour as usual.
Well, then again, last event was the Thunder God Sid Power Hour.
This one's like double the Thunder God Sid Power Hour, though. You know.
Oh, both in style and in execution, I see.
Yeah. So, all right. That means that next week we have FF12?
Yeah, I believe so. The thing is, it's getting a little bit weird because we're slowly catching up to Japan's schedule because we keep getting like locked out of collab events.
Yeah, I think it's 12 next week. So that'll be interesting. That's a game I don't have a lot of knowledge to bring to bear about, so...
I don't know, I can just sort of, like, come up with half-facts that I know vague bits and pieces about.
I hope we don't have to fight those Mandragoras. I don't like that fight.
Oh,
that
sucks. Like, nobody likes that fight, which is why they always show up.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's all for today. Thank you, Vpriz, for letting me take over on this for the time.
Hey, no problem. Hopefully I can get something better than, like, a phone mic to voice with you.
Yeah, well, it sounds good. You weren't breaking up at all today, so...
I better friggin' not.
So, later today, in about 2 hours, I've got the Final Fantasy 13 stream going on, so if you've been following that, that's when that starts. If you haven't been following that, I don't know, it's a stream.
Well, get on it then.
I have fun with it. So, thank y'all for joining. Have a good night, everybody.
Good night.